There we go.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the voice of a First Lady. I am here with my big sister. I'm here with Supervisor Pastor
Yes, yes.
DeAntoinette Robertson, and we are going to talk tonight, and we're going to
Hmm.
have a good time. We have been gone for a few weeks. We
Wow.
were gone for a few weeks on break, and we're back. I just got back from Arkansas. She just drove a long ways, and we are
Hmm.
going to get into it
Yes.
and talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Today's topic is God didn't restore you so you could return to what broke you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
she told me that that was a good topic, and
Very
I
good. Very
value
good.
I value her opinion. She done made me sit up straight in here, told me to sit up and look at me
That's
and
right. That's
everything.
right.
She's
We're gonna
my
do.
coach,
We're
my
gonna do
big
this right.
sister. We're gonna do it all.
Right.
So let's get into it. Well, first tell me
Right.
how you doing.
I'm doing good.
You
I'm
doing
doing
good?
good. I'm doing what? Well, yeah.
Okay. How's your day?
It was good. I felt
Okay.
a little under the weather,
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't let you down. So I'm here.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I couldn't
I
let you down.
appreciate it. But
You're
if you would have
welcome.
told me, we
I
could have
know.
rescheduled. But
But
I
I knew
love
you
my
were
big
flying
sister.
in
Yes.
and you had scheduled this only because I love you. I was like, Lord have mercy, I want to stay home so bad.
But
So
tell her she look cute. Give her some hearts
oh,
and let her know how cute she looks.
thank you,
Jazz,
thank
can
you.
you see us on you can hear us on YouTube?
It's for some reason it's not
Okay.
buffering. Hold on.
We're just gonna do make sure we have good technical stuff. I see some hearts.
Hmm.
We want to make sure we're all the way live, all the way good.
Yeah, and don't forget to share. As a matter of fact, while
Like
you're
and
doing the
share.
technical stuff, I'll go ahead and share. Do I just go to your? I'll just go to your page and share.
You could
Okay.
just go to my page and
Okay.
share.
All
And
right.
if we're not live on YouTube, we will actually upload it um, to YouTube. Is it
Yes.
still buffering or we're good?
It's still buffering, but you can keep.
Keep going?
Yeah, I see. Keep
Okay.
going.
Jasmine says we can keep going. So we are going to get into it after she shares. We have the family in the room today.
Yes.
And we are not at my location. We are live at the land
Yes.
today. We are at Holy Land Church of God in
Yes.
Christ.
Yes.
And we are in the office of Pastor Supervisor DeAntoinette. So she allowed me to come and use her
Of
space. I didn't
course.
want her to come all the way to me because she's far. And so she was like, come on, little sis, let's go. So we
Yes.
are here at the land.
Yes, and
So
I
thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank
You are
you.
so welcome.
Thank you
Anytime,
for
anytime.
thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So let's talk about confronting um, familiar pain with our topic.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I'm gonna get in trouble after this. She gonna get me. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm right. No, let's talk about recognizing when God is calling you out. So how can someone discern when God is giving them grace to endure versus courage to step away from what is quietly
Hmm.
breaking them? Let's talk about it.
Well, to me, courage comes through um, prayer, but discerning is like, in your spirit something is not right, something is off, and God is like, for me through my prayer time, I'm one that believes in just and trying to really hear the voice of the Lord. Father, what do you want me to do with the situation and in the situation, and in the situation? And when you know the Holy Ghost, you know his voice. And when you know the Holy Ghost, you know his voice. So I believe through my prayer life, he'll tell me which way to go. Sometimes he'll tell me, stay, don't move. He'll tell me to move forward. So I think when God is giving me grace, the courage to step away, the courage comes from God. The courage comes not from me continuing to build a fire in the place that I'm in. So it's me getting out of that fire that was built for me because of what I was going through. So I really believe that just hearing the voice of the Lord telling me what to do and being obedient and just really figuring out why am I where I am. How did I get here? And just hearing the voice of the Lord and then him telling me what my part in what I did to get there. So it's not
Okay.
always the other person. It's Me looking at the entire picture. How did I get here? Did God get me here, or did I get myself here?
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
as a pastor or as a supervisor, let's talk about that part, and then we'll talk about the part that's not the calling, like
Okay.
just the human portion. So I could talk to you as like a big sister,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if I
Yeah.
came to you and I was like, I just feel like I keep going back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
right, to this
Mm-hmm.
broken situation.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? What would you say to me
Mm-hmm.
outside of like the churchy part? When I felt torn, like between,
Mm-hmm.
so I was staying in something because of loyalty, or I just didn't know, like, should I stay because of loyalty or
Mm-hmm.
out of obedience to God? How do I know? How would you tell me to like decipher?
Okay. Well, first, I would probably have you, like I said, I'm always going to have you start with prayer. But sometimes people are not in a place to pray. They're so distraught, they can't focus, they can't concentrate. So I would really tell you to weigh where you are, what's going on. Have you done everything that you know to do? For me, when it's time for me to move forward, I have to ask myself a question. Have you done everything that you were supposed to do? Did you do, are you making excuses to get out? Okay. What does the word say about where you are? So I would kind of guide them in that way, and just line up and say, okay, if this and this equals zero, then yeah, it's time to go. And if they're in a dangerous situation, like they're being abused, that's an automatic go. That's an automatic leave. Don't stay there. So I will tell someone to do that, and I will also seek higher counseling. I would tell somebody, what does your pastor say, or what does I try to go to someone who will tell me the truth. I surround myself with people that will tell me the truth. So I really try to make sure I'm being counseled by people that are not going to tell me what I want to hear, or they're not always biblical. I don't want to hear the word all the time.
Okay, that was my next
Okay. I
question.
want to hear wisdom.
Okay,
Okay, I want
okay.
to hear what is the wise thing for me to do in the situation. So that's kind of how I would tell them what makes sense, what's going on, what's the real issue that you're dealing with. You know.
So when pain, I would say for me, and I'm happy you said that
Hmm.
because you said like I don't always want to hear a churchy
Yeah.
answer,
Yeah.
right? And so my mom used to say all the time, you can't be so heavenly bound
Right.
that you're not any earthly good.
Right.
So and do you suggest not going all the time to the people in the church? You suggest therapy from a
Absolutely.
Christian
I
counselor?
definitely
What
suggest
do you
not
suggest?
going all the time to people in the church. Matter of fact, don't go to the people in the church. Don't go to anyone that you know. Go to someone that is biased. Go to someone that's going to tell you the truth. It doesn't have to be a Christian counselor. Let it be a licensed counselor, but definitely go somewhere, because sometimes when I'm having an issue, I will definitely go to a counselor, but I want to go to someone that's going to tell me about me. What am I doing that is not right? Or they're going to give me questions that are going to drive me to make the right decision, because all counselors don't tell you what to do.
Okay.
They pull the information out of you so that you can make the decision for yourself. And it's almost like counselors are there to wake you up, because there's some parts of us that are sleeping. We're sleeping because the relationship is not what we want. So we're not giving 100%. That's sleeping. So I want to go to the person that's going to help me make the decision, not tell me what to do, but make me really see the reality. Why did I make the choices that I made? Why did I paint the red flags white again? And once I get to that place, then I'm in a place to make a decision.
Why did I paint the red flags
Right.
white?
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to
Because
make a
most of the
t-shirt.
most of the times you saw the red flags, but they were small red flags. So these red flags are the ones you say, you know what, I can deal with that one. Or you know what, no one's perfect. So I can overlook that one,
Uh-huh.
not knowing that red flag was only wound around the pole. It wasn't fully revealed yet.
Okay.
But you saw it, but you
Okay.
ignored it, not knowing that when it came to, once they got you, they're going to start raving, and you say, oh my God, and but you painted it white. Oh, but he's so cute. Oh, but he making money. Oh, he accepting my children. Oh, he's saying all the right things. Those start painting red flags white. We
Okay.
began to make a pro and cons list. This look okay. The pros it's gonna outweigh the bad. So and nobody's perfect. So I'm just gonna, since this list is longer right now, that pros list, I'm just gonna stay in this relationship, and I'm gonna deal with the other because I got some stuff. I'm not perfect, so nobody's perfect. God didn't make it. That matter of fact, that's why Jesus came.
Hmm.
And so we began to make all of these excuses for why we should not be making excuses.
So the excuses. So some people would say, like, I'm just carrying my cross, right?
Mm,
How do we know the difference between carrying a cross and carrying something God never asked us to carry? So if I was a young girl in
mhm.
your church, because I feel like that's why I'm doing this
Okay.
podcast,
Mhm,
to reach so many young women that have not really had the backing. I had a good upbringing and I
mhm,
still made stupid
mhm,
mistakes, right?
mhm.
Thank God for Gary Parks, but
Amen.
and thank God for God. But in the beginning, I think I made mistakes that I never went to God for, right?
Amen. Right.
So if I was that young girl coming to you, if I was young Crystal,
Mhm,
what would you tell me? How would you tell me to get out if you knew
mhm.
that I was supposed to get out?
Well, you said something that was key. You said uh, something about carrying a cross. Carrying the cross was unto death.
Mhm.
Why are you trying to kill yourself
Ooh,
for somebody that you can't save?
okay.
Okay, Jesus had a purpose for carrying his cross. Okay, he knew he was going to die. But why are we carrying crosses to mentally kill ourselves, to financially kill ourselves, to emotionally kill ourselves? And I would have the person look at the situation and really empower and encourage them and speak to them in the area of who they are, because something is telling them I deserve what I know better than. I know I deserve more. So, but I'm going to accept this person, or I'm going to accept this relationship because this is all I can get right now.
And so you think carrying, well, not carrying the cross, but you would say that going through that or saying that's all, that I feel like I deserve, how
Mhm,
would you tell them
mhm,
like you deserve better than that? Because being a pastor,
mhm,
right,
mhm.
especially being over women, we sometimes in church are very skeptical, right,
Right,
about
right.
how we walk. But I
Mhm.
feel like this generation now,
Yes,
um, they're a transparent generation,
yes,
right? And
yes.
they want to hear the truth. They
Mhm,
want to hear the real. And I'm not saying to go against anything in that manner, but I'm
mhm,
saying, how do you tell them and still stay safe?
mhm, mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, to me, I think it's the delivery,
Okay.
and it's number one. It's they trust me. I think even if they don't know me, some of the young girls, they may have heard of me, or because of my delivery.
Hmm.
My delivery is not one of condemning them. My delivery is first of encouraging them and empowering them and letting them know who they are, letting them know how beautiful they are, things that they did not hear and they should have heard. So therefore they're seeking it in other places, they're seeking it from other people. But if we start to validate them as young Christians in church, they will begin to flip their thoughts about themselves. A lot of our young girls, um, they've been bullied. They're not being raised by kind of make their decisions based on what they're reading and what they're seeing at that moment. It looks good. It looks like everybody else is doing it, so this is what I should be doing. But that's when I come in and let them know how wonderfully and fearfully they're made, how beautiful they are, how beautiful their hair is, how beautiful their skin is. And I begin to empower them, and I begin to ask them about themselves. What do you want to be when you grow up? What is your dream? Well, I don't know. What is your passion? I don't know. Well, guess what? I'm not going to take that young girl on a journey. Even women, older women, they don't know. And so I begin to take them on a journey. Let's take a skills and assessment test. Let's see what you like. And then, based on what we find, let's start gravitating your gifts and your talents that way, because that's where you're going to find your freedom. That's where you're going to find who you are. One of the best things you can do is to know you're doing what God has called you to do, and you're living the life that you know that you've been called to live. I've been called a woman. I know that without it, no one has to tell me that. And
Agreed.
so, with that calling, it took me a while to say, I know that's what I've been called to do,
Mhm.
because people will grow up and tell you you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. When I grew up, everybody was supposed to either go to the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines. They were supposed to be doctors, nurses, and teachers and lawyers. You didn't hear nothing else, but no one told you how to get there.
Mhm.
Well, with us, with my God's Girls ministry, we try to help them and tell them how to get there. This is what you need to do to get in college. This is what you need to do, when you get out of college. When you get out of college, you're making five, six figures. This is what you need to do with your money. So that's kind of how I would approach that. It's just really lovingly guiding them and developing a relationship with them. A lot of our young girls aren't being hugged. When you hug a young girl, you have no idea what you're releasing out of them.
Mhm.
Some of them, they will just start crying because they haven't been hugged, they haven't been loved. So they're finding love everywhere else except for in church, except for in a Christian woman. They're finding it in a school friend they're gonna ear hustle. What's she talking about? Oh, that's how she does it. I'm gonna do it that way. Oh,
Mhm.
look how she's wearing her that's I'm dressed just like that. But we're not telling them, baby, your body is beautiful, cover it up and save it. We don't tell them that. Some of us are afraid of these young girls.
So, speaking of young girls,
Mhm.
let's segue really quick. And this is not on my sheet, but I've
Okay.
thought about it. Um, why is it that the mature, I won't call us old, because
Mhm.
I'm getting on the older,
Me too.
I'm getting on the older side,
Yeah, I am
47.
too.
Why is it that us as more mature
Mhm.
women in church are picking the wrong type of people?
Okay.
Is it because there is no hug? Because these are older people. I see younger people making better
Mhm.
decisions. Like my daughter, for instance, and I can talk
Mhm.
about this because she's my daughter and she doesn't
Okay.
mind. She had a baby before marriage,
Mhm.
right? She was 25 when she had her baby. But at the end of the day, she was always able to come back home because she had a mom
Mhm.
and she has a dad and a stepfather
Mhm.
that loves the ground she walks on,
Okay.
right? So there's love there.
Right.
But I feel like older women, and she will not now. She's
Mhm.
like, I did it one way, and she's like, I'm not leaving home until the right person
Mhm.
comes, right? And
Right.
Gary is like, nobody's coming to take her out this house if they can't do what we do for her,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Right.
Why is it that that age group now, it seems like
Mm.
they have enough sense
Mhm.
to say, I'm not getting married.
Mhm.
I'm not going to, if I can't do it right,
Right.
I'm not going to do it at all.
Mhm.
Why are we as more mature women
Mhm.
picking to do something that we know that isn't right?
Now, are you talking about a relationship?
Yeah,
Okay. I believe that more mature women are doing this because they feel as if their time is running out.
desperate.
And yes,
Okay.
they're desperate, and they feel as if I don't get somebody now, I won't have anybody.
Okay.
Okay. I will take a piece of somebody. I'll really be forgiven now because I have enough money to cover it all. I just want somebody to lay next to. I want somebody to go to movies with. I want somebody to eat dinner with. I want somebody to share my life with. So a lot of these seasoned women will make that want someone, because some seasoned women uh don't want to be married again. They don't want to be in a relationship. That's their decision. I run across a lot of women that are like that. But there are some, they want that relationship. So therefore you can see that that relationship is only going to last 6 months.
So
Hmm.
with that, some of them have made that decision like over and over again, right?
Yes.
So that would be what we consider familiar pain,
Okay.
right? So
Hmm.
sometimes familiar pain to me, I
Yeah.
feel like it feels safe
Hmm.
for different people, period, men
Hmm.
and women, right?
Right.
It feels safer than like just freedom in God and just being yourself.
Hmm.
Why is it that we choose that, but we're so saved. Like we're going to the prayer meeting, we're
Right, right.
going to the all the conferences, and we're doing our supposedly our work,
Mhm.
right, for
Mhm.
Christ, but yet and still we pick familiar pain and we're not as safe. We're not finding that safe space with God.
That's a really good question. That stems again, it goes back to that person being lonely. And then someone comes along and they feel unwanted because they want someone. So they feel unwanted because they're not attached. So when someone approaches them, it's like, I don't care who he is. He can have two teeth missing. That's who
What he got?
he got two teeth missing, you know. So, but he loves me. I can fix the teeth. Come on here, somebody. I'm telling the truth. I can fix those teeth. Uh-huh. Because I can see him. I see him. I see he just need a partial right here on the side. That I can dress that up. Yeah, I can take him on a shopping spree. I'm gonna do all of that.
You're gonna dress
Shave
him
him.
up and give him a
Yeah, I'm
partial?
gonna do it all. Then he gonna be mine. Why? Because the reason why I'm lonely. Right?
A
Yes,
partial.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, yes. We're gonna do all of that. Okay, we know better. And then as soon as you give him his partial, come on, somebody. Soon as he starts smelling good, because he's wearing cologne that he did not buy from CVS. He's wearing cologne that he got from Macy's, right? He gonna leave.
He gonna
Because now
leave.
somebody else, because he wasn't
Cause he's
what
smelling good and he has a
emotionally,
tooth.
he was not there. You dressed him up. He was your Ken. You put Ken on some new clothes. And Ken was not Ken. Ken was Ben.
It was who?
Ken was Ben. Ken was Ben when you dressed him up. Okay? So Ben is still there. He just a dressed up Ben
With a partial.
with a partial. So Ben got told because he's looking so good. He's been told by Sally that woo, you looking good. He gonna go over to Sally with your money. So that's how this is happening. You girl, if I could, ooh, Jesus. Been there. I've been there. I have been there. And that's why we as seasoned women,
You fixed the
if you're
partial?
gonna do that, I can do the partial. Listen, if you're gonna do that, you better get you a prenup. I'm learning. I had to learn. You
For
better
real.
get you a prenup. Start over. You cannot be so gung ho and so in love that you just say, this is gonna be mine. We'll never ever break up. This is it. No, you don't know what's down. That's just wisdom talking now. At this day and age in our lives, we need to have a prenup because
I agree.
some of us are in our 50s, our 60s. Your children, you want to leave an inheritance for your children. A lot of these um uh men want a hospice wife, somebody
A
that's going
person,
to
a
take care of
nurse.
them. A nurse. That's somebody, well, I'm getting old, who going to take care of me? That's who they are. But we don't see that. But some of women, it's okay because they want a relationship. They want that relationship. And
They don't want.
but what are you really getting when you get there? When you close the door, after you say I do, you gonna say, what did I just do?
So when they say, "What did I just do?" as
Mm-hmm.
not as a supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
not as a pastor.
Right.
If I came to you, I would never come to you now. But if I came to you before and said, "What did I just do?" would you really tell me to leave as a pastor?
As a pastor, well, it depends on what it is.
If
It
it was
depends
a
on if
if I fixed up his bridge, what did you say he needed?
well,
A
see,
partial,
the only
a
thing is that
bridge.
you have to understand your vows you just took.
Okay,
Can
take
you
me there.
follow your vows
Okay,
for better, for worse, for richer, for poor? You
teeth or
don't
no
just get
teeth.
in it and say, I changed my mind. I don't know, what did I just do? Yeah, what did I just do? Lord, help me. What do I do here
Okay,
with what I just did?
okay.
So for me, unless you're being abused, I would say you give it a try. You don't know, but after a while, you know, if you're being abused emotionally, it's another abuse. Emotional abuse is a abuse that cuts you from the inside.
That's where I wanted you to
Okay,
go.
it's
Okay.
it's it's an emotion. It's one on the inside, and emotional cuts will make a woman sick. Okay, and so we have to watch. Okay, this is another form of abuse. Okay. And this is where you go to God and say, God, this is after you have tried everything. Like I said, I'm not advocating that you just walk out. What did I just do? I'm leaving. No, I don't advocate that. I
Right.
do advocate that you do give it a try. But if you see you're being abused, if you're being, treated in that way, then I would say after you get some counseling, you may want to see your lawyer. They may kick me out of the pastorate,
They're
but
not gonna kick her
I
out.
don't. Just
Y'all not
telling
gonna
the
kick her
truth.
out. She telling the truth. And there's so much stuff that we have swept up under the rug,
Hmm.
I feel, for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I know my generation, we have a group that was, I say, two generations before
Hmm.
us that we
Hmm.
called the sweep up under the rug
Hmm.
because we knew certain things that were
Oh
going
man.
on. They would
Yeah.
literally just sweep it up
That's
under
how
the
we were
rug.
raised.
Right.
That was a
Don't say
generation.
anything,
And that's why
smile.
a lot of the women, seasoned women, stay because we are still a part of that generation
Right.
of sweeping it under. We don't tell nobody. We don't tell anybody what's really going on in our home.
Right.
We may tell a friend, like a close friend, but we may not tell her everything because we don't want her to know that we made a decision that was not wise.
Is that just because we are embarrassed? Is
Oh yeah.
that because
Embarrassed,
you think it's, I think,
especially when you're a Christian woman,
right.
okay, and you're known in the church. It can be embarrassing. Oh,
Okay.
you the supervisor? You did you what? So sometimes you stay to save face. That's not me.
Okay.
No, because you're already separated. Some people live in separate bedrooms, but they come to church and they smile like everything's okay. But when they get home, they're being abused.
So some people live in separate bedrooms, and
Mhm.
that's not something that we can really, I mean, I think some people live in separate bedrooms because that's their thing.
Yeah,
But
and
I
the
do,
various reasons
for
too.
various
Yeah, yeah,
reasons.
health reason.
But
Hmm.
that thing of living in separate bedrooms, so the restore you so you can return to what broke you, right? I've known some people that have actually had to deal with something like
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
and then it becomes, as they get older, that's just the norm
Yeah.
for them,
Hmm.
but they're really broken on the
Yeah,
inside.
and they've been broken a long time.
A long time.
They've
And
been broken.
so
If
so
you touch them like this, some women, they will just break
yeah,
because they haven't been touched by their husband. They
right,
haven't been hugged by the one that said they love them, that they would protect them,
right.
that they would be with them, they would provide for them, and they would do lay down the red carpet for them. And what everything that he said he was going to do was not true. So
Correct.
now I'm living a life where I thought it was going to be this way, and now it's this way.
So when it is this
Hmm.
way, do you share that with, and here's where I'm going with that. Do you share that with that next generation to
Mm.
say that I went through this so that they, I mean, I'm answering the question,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talking about as like literally being
Mm-hmm.
in
Hmm.
the church.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that there aren't certain things being shared like with
I
the
don't know.
younger,
I
outside of
Yeah,
embarrassment?
I'm not sure, but the September, and sorry, in August 15th through the 17th, it's called Me Time. It's a time where women can come and just have some me time. It's going to be upscale, elegant, off the chain.
How much is registration?
Registration is going to be $259 for all 3 days, and it's going to include some of the food, a beautiful designer tote bag that I'm designing myself, all of the workshops, and a reception, a pajama party, and so many other little gifts along the way. So it's going to be
And it's
it's going to be five
August.
star. It's August the 15th through the 17th, and it is at the Renaissance Esmeralda
Okay.
Resort and Spa. It is a Four Diamond property. So all of our women's retreats, we try to take them to Four Diamond properties and above.
Okay. And she
So
knows what she's doing because in her secular job,
yeah,
that's who she was.
that's what
So
it
she's
was.
not gonna take you to no
Yeah.
junk. So make sure that you go on her page. Is DeAntoinette Robertson, right? Is
Yeah,
it supervisor or
DeAntoinette.
just
It's
DeAntoinette?
it DeAntoinette L. Robertson.
DeAntoinette L.
Yeah.
Robertson. Go join her page, and
And I got the dates wrong. It's August 13th through the 15th.
August
Yeah.
13th through the
Mhm.
15th. I want you to support my big sister and go out there. You're going to be restored. You're going to be
Yeah, it's
renewed.
gonna be great.
Before we go, we want to definitely show you the flyer. Big sister, I want you to have my tea. The tea is May 2nd.
I think we already put it on the calendar.
May 2nd at
Yeah,
12
it's already on the
p.m.
calendar.
in Torrance. Get your tickets, everybody. We want you to definitely come. If you buy a table of 10, the tickets will be $90 a piece. Each ticket is $100. We will have Kimberly Ray there as our speaker, and we will have Camille Perry there as our comedian, and we will have a lot of different surprises there. Last year, Pastor D. Antoinette was my speaker, so it was my
Yes.
first year, and it was absolutely amazing.
Praise God.
She did such an amazing job. We were in a smaller
Yes.
venue, but it was about 78 of us in that
And
room.
you sold it out.
We sold it out,
Mhm.
standing room only. So we are looking to pack out. We have 220 seats
Okay.
this
Okay.
year.
Well,
So
I'm one, so you got 219.
there we go.
Yeah.
So
I'm coming.
we're halfway through.
Yeah.
And so we got to sell the rest of the tickets, and we are excited. So thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
Thank
I
you.
love you. I thank you for having me.
Thank
This was
you.
this was amazing.
Even
really
and she
enjoyed it.
came out here and does not feel that great. So I thank you
Yes.
for
Anything for you.
coming
Anything
and
for
checking on
you.
me and letting me come to the land. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to Liz and Jazz. They're in the background. We've been laughing today
Mhm.
and having a good time. And now she's here, and we're gonna probably come off of here and laugh too.
Yes.
So I thank you all for joining us. Thank you for joining the Voice of the First Lady. We will be back in 2 weeks. Make sure that you join us. Make sure that you get you a ticket to the tea. Make sure that you get you a ticket to the women's retreat. Don't forget to go on DeAntoinette L. Robertson's page and see all that she's doing. She's doing a great thing. She's an amazing woman, amazing pastor. So thank you again
You're welcome.
for coming on the show.
Welcome. I enjoyed it. So
Thank you.
Invite me to come back again.
I am.
And I'll tell you the part 2.
Oh, part 2. We're gonna wait. You want to wait for the book?
Yeah.
Don't play, because I'll
Yeah.
give you a whole
Yes.
book lunch.
Yes, ma'am.
And she knows I will.
Yes,
too.
ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, everybody. So until 2 weeks from now, we will see you all. This is the Voice of the First Lady, and we are signing out. Thank you for joining us.